Albion Online is a fantasy sandbox MMORPG featuring a player-driven economy and a classes combat system. It is a PvP-focused game, but has PvE elements. This is the story of Chaotic Dion in 10 minutes or under. There was a guy who wanted to play a better sandbox game. He found Albion Online, a full-loot sandbox game with PvE elements. During his adventure, he wanted to become the top seller for hide and fiber in Bridgewatch, one of the 6 cities in the Royal Continent. Training hard and never leaving the Yellow Zone allowed him to safely reach Tier 8 on both Sickles and Skinning Knife, a 2-month work in progress. Staying in the Yellow Zone also allowed him to farm excess amounts of T5 resources, unlocking his true potential in the Yellow Zone. Increasing his spec to 100 of 100 in T5 category increases his speed and yield by 50%. With the power of TA gathering set, it raises potential by 130% gathering yield, discovering things other player may have not known. 100% gave him ×1 gathering bonus all the time, and the extra 30% gave him a chance in ×2 gathering bonus. He was ready. The time came to test his limits. In a full week of farming, after that week, he gathered all the materials and all at once bombarded the market, selling the resources first at 200 silver from 500 silver, and then dropping it all the way down to 146 silver, as low as 126 silver. Chaos started to set in. Players thought the bot has broken into the Albion Online. High wealthy player rushed into the Bridgewatch market, buying low and escorting it to Carleon, selling high. Escort companies started to open up their businesses. Meanwhile, in the sideline, Chaotic smirked and laughed. Being pleased with the result of achieving top selling in Bridgewatch, he had no more goals. Time passed and he ended up retiring, liquefying his army of laborers. He kept 1 year of premium, gave away 62,000 gold to the community. The market for hide only recovered to 200 silver per hide, as he left with a guide on how he did it. 2 years later. Rumors spread around that Albion Online will receive a new feature, one that will rock the foundation of PvE in Albion Online. The name of this feature was Random Dungeon, a dungeon located in the open world with cool PvE content, but had the element of danger in the open world of Albion Online. Hearing this, he rushed to Albion and played the game, unaware that many things have changed. Besides the landscape, a couple of things were to introduce. Inside Tomes in Hardcore Expedition. Inside Tomes gives you 10,000 fame. Hardcore Expedition is the latest and safest fame farm in the game, as safe as 8.3 gear, which are worth in the millions. The player Chaotic Dion didn't have any money. As he remembered, he gave it away. He went to the bank to salvage anything he may have had, 1 T8 gathering set and 1 Master Fawn. He inquires about the Master Fawns and players tells him that it is the Master Collection item, worth in the 12th millions. Chaotic enters the forum and puts it in the market. Immediately came a man with a beautiful, glowing, fancy clothes. He looked like he had billions. The man exclaimed, "That font, that Bumby, how much? 12 mil. Is that all? My daughter will be very pleased." So Chaotic Dion gained 12 million silver for the Master Fawn, later to find that the man was the top and the best collector in Albion Online. With 12 mil, he bought a lot of inside tome and gears. He reached Tier 8 and practiced in the Wild Staff and Druid Staff, but he was only able to do Map 6 in Hardcore Expedition, and hardly at that. Everyone hated nature, and nature was in the meta. Holy was. If everyone asks for heals and you said nature, you will get ignored. So Chaotic majorly got stuck doing worthless T6 non-hardcore expedition. He even came up with an idea that would make Druid nature worth, and that is to skip run expedition, but with Druid, instead of skip run set. He got rejected at what it seemed to them a folly idea. Random Dungeon was drawing near. You see squads showing test server videos about them. The T8, they were amazing, and their fame would blow hardcore expedition out of the water. Chaotic Dion only had 241,000 silver. That wasn't enough for Random Dungeon in case of dive and ganking in the Black Zone where he would be headed. So he went gathering for 4 days and earned 18 million silver. Random Dungeon sets in, and he sets out to find a group. But the same dogma of the holy versus nature followed. Less party invite, more stress. Almost pushed him to respec into holy. In came the Bacons, a group who will bring both nature and holy into party, so long as you had spec for T7 dungeon. However, they were constantly doved in T7 dungeon, and whatever a 7.2 druid can do, a holy T5 did with no effort. He switched for 2 days into Life Touch Holy Staff, and received more invite, as well as pre-nerf Archfiend didn't stand a chance in a dual run, but we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Not giving up on the Druid staff, he will run Druid and Holy. Holy for Archfiend only, Druid for everything else. Due to the dogma of unwanting nature and the T7 and T8 constant dive, Chaotic found one person to duel for T5 dungeon. His name was Flare, an Heron Spear user. They farmed for 2 to 3 days before Flare returned to the service of Extertior in the alliance of PoE. Embraced by the idea of dual runs and the feedback of FX Yuna, he decided to find another partner, Iron, a Great Axe user. Together, they faced the endless parallel dungeons, increasing in number. Kaiten, C-Max, 222 Magus joined the party to create the core runs of Random Dungeons. The leader, Chaotic, bought 7.2 weapons for his members, weapon only allowed to be used in his runs only. Together, they will annihilate T5 and T6 dungeons for 6 to 7 hours a day, a massive huge number of wealth, and in fame. After succeeding as a druid, Chaotic and Magus along with the fellow members of the core run, the one who stayed, Kaiten, Turutu, and Iron, decided to tackle the dogma of Albion online, to prove that T5 and T6 are not as worthless as they seem, and that druid and nature weren't underperforming anymore. Succeeding in spreading this little rumor with videos, and finally, T5 and T6 were overfilled again, and nature was being seen more. Free-to-play were announced, and the party prepared by amassing huge number of gold to prepare for the increase of premium. Chaotic sets his eyes on his vision, the goal he wanted after amassing huge wealth. The goal was to grab all newbies and make the Academy of Albion, a guild that will help gear player, teaching about Albion, and once they graduate, they will leave the guild and join a higher guild. Unfortunately, Circus Center didn't allow this to happen. Before retiring once again, he became a teacher, as he always was. He created a new guild, the Newbie Camps, train, help, gear newbies, help them run full run, hellgates, and skip runs, gave 50 mil away in training, and made video examples. Chaotic Dion in 2017 achieved top seller as a gatherer for hire, created content for Exors and trades, and manipulated the price of T5 to a low, gave 62,000 gold before retiring. In 2019, he achieved becoming a teacher. He brought the dogma of the nature hate in the T5 and T6 users dungeon. He helped a lot of new players in the community, made them feel home and welcome, And this was his story in 10 minutes or under.